Good evening and welcome to another Candid Conversation. We are so happy that you were able to join us for tonight's discussion. Quick PSA before we get started. Please remember to type in your question in either the comment box or in the link found in the description box. After our speaker is done, they will then answer your questions, which will prove to be difficult if there are no questions to answer. So please remember that a conversation requires more than one person, so do your part. With that being said, relax, type in your question, and let's have a conversation.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to part 10 of Candid Conversations. This has been a big week for me. It's a celebration week in our family that takes place all week. On Sunday, I was blessed to celebrate 28 years of marriage to the beautiful Yvonne Orlina Patrice Hippolyte. That truly is the greatest achievement in my life of all the things I've done. Being able to be married for 28 years is my largest achievement. And she has loved me way past my love by date. Way past my love by date. And I'm grateful to her. I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for her love in my life. I'm grateful for our daughter, who is the result of our relationship, the result of our love, the result of our journey. And then on Tuesday just gone, I celebrated my 56th wedding. 56. I'm prophesying the years. I've celebrated my 56th birthday. 56th birthday. So it's been a big week. And being a big week, it's been a very reflective week for me. I've been thinking about what we've been sharing here from week to week. When we talk about understanding God, when we talk about journeying with God, I've been reflecting on the journey that I've been taking. I have been at a high school all this week, talking about Jesus Christ every day, sharing with 600 students, sharing from my lived experience, sharing from the experience of the Word of God, sharing through interaction, sharing in their classrooms, talking about life and issues around life. So it's been a very reflective week for me, a very celebratory week, a very whole and wholesome week. I wanted to stop for a moment and just pause and, I suppose, bear witness in this moment. Use this as a testimonial and talk about the things I know. You know, they say that you can't have complete certainty over things in life, over everything in life. They say. But I believe that there are things in life that you must have certainty of. I believe that there are things in life that you must be sure of. And I want to talk about the things I know from my lived experience concerning God, concerning Jesus Christ. I remember a younger person stopping me once and saying, "So Pastor Ed, you know, what should I do when I can't remember all the Bible texts and I can't remember all the Bible stories to tell people?" I said, "Well, why don't you just quote from the chapter and verses of your life? That's it. Dip into your own personal life and quote from the chapter and verses of your life, because the Bible, as we've been speaking about God, the Bible from Genesis to Revelation is a book of testimonies. That's what it is. It's a book of testimonies taken and declared from the lives and the histories of people, actual peoples, of nations. They all affirm the actions of God in the human story as people are journeying through These are stories that affirm what they saw, what they witnessed with their own eyes, what they experienced within themselves. The book of Deuteronomy, which is the 5th book in the Old Testament. The book of Deuteronomy is a book of last things. It's the last book of Moses. Moses wants to Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Yeah. Moses wants to remind the people of the faithfulness of God. And in Deuteronomy, there's a statement that recurs time and time again, where Moses says to everybody, and you saw what God did for you. And you saw in this place what God did for you, because reality for them was defined not by just what God said, but especially and primarily by what God did. It was his actions that defined reality for them, and his words just further confirmed his actions. And that is something that runs through the Bible when it comes to us actually knowing God and speaking about God. Paul in 2 Timothy, he says this, he testifies and he says, I know in who I have believed. He doesn't say in what I have believed. He says, I know in who I have believed. Because in Paul's reality, it was the same. It was a personal relationship with this God who was moving in his lived experience that caused him to believe. And what God said to him affirmed his belief. He said, I know in whom I have believed. John, the beloved disciple, John, the beloved apostle, in First John chapter 1, he says that the things we have seen and heard and have touched with our own hands, these are the things that we declare to you. The things we have seen and heard, we declare. Because in the Bible economy, faith was based on the things that they know about God. In reality, in theory, we know that we study to, and with any subject, you study theory in order to be informed of what it is that you're talking about. But it's only until, or to be informed of what you're talking about, but it's only until you actually get a hands-on experience that all the stuff that you're talking about actually becomes credible, actually becomes concrete, actually becomes real. It's the same in the Bible economy. It's the same in the Bible economy. What was known was worked out from day to day through their lived experience. And in truth, we study, like I said, to know about the love of God. But it's only until the person that rubs you up the wrong way and who you are normally most impatient with, it's only until they come your way that you truly know how to be patient. You want to have less anxiety, but it's only until you're placed in that space where anxiety always seems to get the better of you. And in that space, you have to learn to trust, and you have to learn to manage, and you have to learn to figure it out. That's when you truly understand what it means to trust in God and have peace. So we're called to quote. We're called to quote from the chapter and verses of our lives and speak about what God has done for us. And that's what I love about living faith. That's what I love about the lived experience. That's what this biblical narrative constantly calls us to as human beings. It calls us to a deeper engagement. It calls us to a deeper engagement. Paul says that our lives are epistles known and read by everyone in 2 Corinthians 3. Our lives are the newspapers, are the Twitter feeds, are the TikTok and Instagram posts, are the Facebook pages and the Facebook posts. Our lives are that reflection. Our lives are those posts. where people can read into our lives about the faithfulness